Hello folks, that's Bear in the background. He's decided to join in, folks. He's really excited about today's events because we're going to look at sowing seeds in containers. So yeah, it's the seed sowing season if you haven't already noticed that, folks. So today I'm going to be sowing a vegetable and actually sowing just some summer bedding and show you exactly the processes that you need to be undertaking to gain successful germination and grow successful plants. So first of all, before we start, let's look at some equipment that you're actually going to need to actually bring this together. Bear is so excited to be part of this video. Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's been very vocal at the moment, isn't he? So let's look at containers. So obviously when you decide to sow seeds, depending on the seeds that you're actually going to sow, seed trays are very, very good. But if you've got limited facilities like me here, then you can actually buy what's called a windowsill pack. And here is my windowsill pack, and it contains 3 seed trays, and on top of the tray itself you get a really great lid, and then there's a little vent which is really important so that you can actually vent the seeds. You can open and close that, look, and vent the seeds so that they actually get a lot of air, and it stops the condensation in between. So, and they're not too expensive actually. These are pretty good, and they sit on the windowsill, and the tray holds moisture so that, you know, it won't spill all over your work surfaces or what you have actually got in your kitchen, which is where this is going to go. This is going to go on the kitchen windowsill, and on a sunny kitchen windowsill, and I'm going to germinate seeds. No need for you know, fancy underground heating for the seeds that we're going to actually show today. But if you haven't got that, there are more cheaper, more cost-effective alternatives. So you can actually buy cheaper seed trays and cheaper lids. Or how about a mushroom punnet, which is what this is, and there's a lid that goes on top. That will do the job just as well. You just need to lift the lid off and actually wipe the insides. If you haven't got a lid for it, then a piece of cling film on top, and once you've actually sown your seeds, will do the job as well. As soon as you see that they are germinated, lids need to come off, folks. So as soon as you see first signs of germination, not the whole tray but just 1 or 2, then take the lid off and cool them down, because they become etiolated, they become long, and that's when you start to get problems with botrytis and things like that, where they just flop over and they rot off. So there you go. Here is my pack that I'm going to use, pop onto my kitchen windowsill. So I'm going to take one of these and show you the process for actually filling the tray itself. So I've got some compost here, and I've just worked through it, and we're going to start with some cabbage. Look, some greyhound cabbage, and effectively that's what we're going to sow in this particular tray. Get some cabbage underway. So I've got some compost. I've actually got some vermiculite to pop on the top of the seeds once they've been sown. And really, whether you should cover them or not, just follow the instructions on the back of the pack. It's all there for you. So some seeds do need to be covered, others don't. So just read the back of the pack and you'll follow those instructions. Here's how you prepare your seed tray then. So there is a definite process, folks. First of all, overfill the seed tray. And we're obviously going to do this again for the bedding plant seeds. So overfill the seed tray, and then I call it playing the piano, and you just literally force your fingers into the tray so that all that air that's in there has actually been compressed. Then you take a presser board, and this can be anything. Look, this is just a homemade piece of kit, and you basically work from the middle with a seesaw motion across the tray, and then go back to the middle and go the other way across the tray, and then just clean up the edges and then press down. Doesn't have to be like tarmac, just give it a nice little press, and then you are actually ready to sow your seeds. So there's the first one of my seed trays done and dusted. I'm going to do another one just to show you again. Okay, so we'll just drop that one back in there, and we'll pick up another one. And again, the process is this. Look, overfill the seed tray, so make sure it's well overfilled. Then basically press down with your fingers, play the piano, make sure all that air is compacted, get your presser board, striker, and basically work across in a seesaw motion, back to the middle and across again, and just tidy that seed tray up, look folks, and then press down again, just a light pressing. Okay, and there's your true seed trays actually done and dusted. So let's see what I'm actually going to be sowing in a second. I'm just going to clean this off so that we get a nice clean work surface. We'll just throw that back into my lovely wheelbarrow. So here we go then folks. We take our first tray, and some people might water this beforehand. I actually water it afterwards, okay, because it waters the seeds in. And we take our cabbage, here it is, cabbage greyhound, look. And when you open a packet of seeds, whether you've opened them before, this has obviously been used before. I had these growing last year, so this is a packet I bought last year. Just give the packet a really good flick. Sometimes you've got a little silver foil wrapper in there, which is like this, look. And again, just give that packet a really good flick, okay, so that all those seeds drop to the bottom of the packet, because you don't want to open them and for the seeds to go skywards. So we'll just open this packet now, and here we go. We'll have a look at our cabbage seeds. Here they are folks. Oh, look at those, like lovely little pellets, look. Now once you've finished with the packet folks, always turn them over, okay. Again, you don't want to lose the seeds. They are pretty cost effective, aren't the seeds, but they're still quite expensive for what they are, so you really want to keep them in the packet themselves. So we'll leave that there for now. Now just take a pinch, okay, and then just sow quite lightly across the surface from left to right, look. So these are going to be called transplants. They're basically going to be transplanted. So once they come through, we'll prick them out, and I'll show you how to do that. But we just give them a nice little sprinkle across, okay. Sprinkle down and give a good coverage, not too dense folks. And there you are, there's your cabbage sown. But now we come on to the fun bit, because I've got my wife's colander, okay, because I'm a man. I've got my wife's colander, okay, don't tell her. And I'm going to just sprinkle some vermiculite across the top. I use vermiculite because A, it's porous, it lets water through, but it also lets the seeds breathe. And secondly, it's quite insulating. So we're just going to put a handful or two of vermiculite into there. Okay, and then we're just going to shake it across the surface, look. Just give it a little bit of a light dusting. Okay. And it really sorts out the thicker vermiculite from the thinner stuff. So just want to get a nice little covering on that folks, if we can do, as we work through it. And we'll sprinkle a little bit on with our hands, just to cover as a topping, okay. And that's our first tray done. We just tidy that up. Remember, the secret of success with good seed sowing is tidying everything up. And don't forget, you need a nice label. So you need to have a label, show what it is. You don't need the year on there, so it's just the date and the month, because these are not going to be in this seed tray long enough. Okay, so we can just pop our label in there, and then we can pop that one to one side. So now we've got one tray done, we'll take our second tray, and we're going to sow some bedding plants. So this is Salvia splendens. It's called Blaze of Fire. These are gorgeous red colour folks. And again, give the packet a really good shake, and then open the top of that packet. See whether there's a silver foil wrapper in there. All fingers and thumbs today I am. And there it is, look, there's the silver foil wrapper. Again, give it a good shake, give it a good flick. Open the top of the packet. What sort of size of the seeds are these going to be, do you think, folks? We'll find out in 2 seconds, won't we? It's like Christmas, really is like Christmas. Opening a packet of seeds, you never know what you're going to come across, and actually what's going to be in there, what size seeds they are, unless you're using these things on a constant basis. And these won't let me in, look. This packet will not let me get into it so that my surprise can be seen. Here we go, look folks, there they are. And they're quite a big seed, look, salvia. And you only get a few in a packet, look. So they're a decent size. So we're going to give these a sprinkle across. Okay. But these are a glorious bedding plant to grow. So in the summer, in the spring, I'm going to use these for pots. And that will be another video that's actually coming along, folks. Then I'm going to get my wife's culling to look, because I'm a man. And effectively just put some of the finer stuff on top, directly in contact with the seed. Give it a really good shake through, look. And then we finish off with a little bit of coarser stuff. So the aim is to grow my own bedding plants for my pots and containers. We're going to get these to germinate with nothing else than a sunny windowsill, folks. So those are well covered now. We'll give these just a sprinkling on top of coarser stuff. We just clean that off. Okay. And then of course the final thing to do, well, the penultimate, is pop a label in there. Okay, so pop a label in there. Now we're going to have to give these a really good water, so I'm going to come out and show you how to water your trays. Okay, so I'm going to come around and we're going to drop these onto the path. I'll grab my other tray as well. So there they are. And now here's the next piece of equipment that you need, is a watering can with a fine rose. Now remember, in videos that we've done in the past, you can have a coarse spray by having the rose turned down, but because these are seeds, you want it to be a fine spray, so the rose needs to be turned up. Now the system you need to use here, folks, is you start off the trays, work onto the trays, give them a good water, and then come off the trays and then stop, because any drip that happens is like an atomic bomb for your seeds if you happen to get them either as you're starting to water or as you're finishing watering. So what I mean is this, look folks, you basically start off the trays, get the flow up, and then onto the trays, look. Give them a really good soak, and then as you come off the tray, look, then you stop. See the drips at the end? The drips at the end there on the can? There they are, and those are like atomic bombs. Now we let them drain for a few seconds, but effectively that's done and dusted. We then put the covers on the top and then put them onto our sunny windowsill. Okay? And that's how to sow seeds in containers effectively. Whether it's a pot, whether it's a tray, those are the processes that you need to carry through. So go on, get your seeds into containers, folks. Send me some photos of the seeds you've actually sown. And the fruition of my pains and labours is I'm going to have some really lovely containers to actually put out for the summer months.